Gold rush miner Tony gets $370,000 after discovering a multi-million-dollar gold nugget. The thrill and turmoil in the gold rush as Tony Beets battles against time, nature, and a gold deficit. Unyielding rain, a drowning mine, and a daunting shortfall of 2,500 ounces. An ingenuity triumph? Can he hit the 4,500-ounce target and save his operation? Dive into the gritty world of gold mining and witness the battle for golden glory. In the TV show Gold Rush, Tony Beets, a seasoned gold miner, is facing a significant challenge in reaching his season goal of mining 4,500 ounces of gold. As the season progresses, Tony finds himself falling short by 2,500 ounces, putting his operation at risk. The pressure to meet this target and keep his operation afloat weighs heavily on Tony. One of the major obstacles Tony encounters is the relentless rain, which hampers his ability to move the gold-rich pay and floods the mining cut. The wet conditions pose difficulties in running the wash plant efficiently, slowing down the gold separation process. Tony's team works tirelessly to mitigate the impact of the rain, implementing strategies like creating drains and shoveling out the saturated material. Despite the setbacks, Tony remains determined and optimistic. He recognizes that time is running out, but he believes that with a month and a half left in the season, reaching the goal of 4,500 ounces is still possible. Tony's resilience and resourcefulness will be put to the test as he strives to overcome the challenges and secure the elusive gold that will keep his operation alive. Currently, Tony Beets, the renowned gold miner featured in the TV show Gold Rush, is grappling with a significant shortfall of 2,500 ounces in his pursuit of the season's gold mining goal. This shortfall has placed Tony in a precarious financial position, adding to the pressure he already faces. With the cost of operating his mining operation and the looming deadline, Tony finds himself confronted with daunting financial challenges. The expenses associated with equipment maintenance, labor, and operational costs continue to accumulate, making it crucial for Tony to meet his gold target. To compound matters, external factors such as unfavorable weather conditions, particularly heavy rain, have hindered Tony's progress and negatively impacted his gold production. The adverse weather has made it difficult to transport the gold-rich pay and has led to additional cost in managing the flooded mining area. With time running out and the financial strain mounting, Tony must navigate these challenges with ingenuity and determination to bridge the gap and secure the necessary ounces of gold to stabilize his financial situation and sustain his mining venture. Heavy rain poses significant challenges for Tony Beets, a prominent figure on the TV show Gold Rush, as it disrupts the movement of gold-rich pay and causes flooding in the mining cut. The relentless downpours make it extremely arduous to transport the valuable gold-bearing material. The accumulation of rainwater creates muddy and saturated conditions that hinder operations. Tony's team struggles to maneuver through the slippery terrain, resulting in delays and inefficiencies. The saturated ground makes it exceptionally challenging to extract the gold-rich pay, impeding the overall mining process. Moreover, the flooding in the mining cut presents a major setback. It becomes difficult to effectively run the wash plant and separate the gold from the muddy clay material. The excessive water saturation affects the plant's performance, requiring a slower feed and additional time for proper gold extraction. To overcome these obstacles, Tony employs various strategies such as building drains and implementing measures to pump out the water. These efforts are crucial in mitigating the impact of heavy rain and enabling the movement of gold-rich pay. Despite the difficulties caused by heavy rain, Tony's determination and resourcefulness drive him to find solutions and continue his quest for gold. The wet conditions resulting from heavy rain are significantly impeding the operation of Tony Beets' wash plant and negatively impacting the separation of gold. The excessive moisture in the gold-bearing material slows down the processing efficiency of the wash plant. To successfully separate the gold from the moist and muddy clay material, careful manipulation of the material is required. Tony is irritated because the wash plant has to operate at a reduced feed rate because the rain has induced saturation in the soil. This causes the plant to run less efficiently. He has a deep desire to speed up the process of extracting gold from the mucky clay mixture while simultaneously increasing the output. In addition, the extensive washing that must be done in order to effectively separate the gold adds to the difficulty of the task. It will take a longer time in the trommel for the material consisting of muddy clay to sufficiently wash away the gold particles. This will prevent the gold particles from being rinsed out with the waste material. Tony is working hard to maximize the amount of gold he recovers and achieve the objective he set for this season, but the wet conditions continue to be a challenge for him. In spite of the failures, he is unwavering in his commitment to improve the operation of the wash plant by identifying and implementing novel approaches to the challenges presented by the wet circumstances and maximizing the amount of gold that can be extracted from the ore. Managing the surplus water and avoiding flooding in the mining area is one of his primary goals, so one of his primary strategies involves building drains. Tony plans to divert the rainwater away from the mining cut by excavating ditches in a planned manner and developing draining systems that are up to standard. This contributes to the maintenance of a drier working environment and makes the transportation of gold-rich clay easier. In addition, Tony and his staff work carefully to shovel out the damp debris, making certain that it does not build and provide a hindrance to the activities. In order to keep the mining operation moving forward in spite of the hard, wet conditions, it is necessary to take steps such as creating drains and performing the laborious task of scooping out the soaked material. Tony's ingenuity and doggedness are on full display as he implements these tactics in his gold mining operation in order to achieve the highest possible level of productivity and to mitigate the negative effects of the rain as much as possible. His efforts in this regard indicate his dedication to overcoming challenges and maintaining progress toward the achievement of his season goal. Tony Beets' mining business manages to achieve a huge triumph despite encountering a number of obstacles. They are able to sell their gold and receive an excellent payoff of $370,000 as a result of their efforts. This success serves as evidence of Tony's resiliency and determination, and it also provides a much-needed lift to his financial circumstances. Tony and his colleagues continue their efforts despite the problems that are presented by the heavy weather, the difficulties that are presented in transferring the gold-rich pay, and the slowdown in the wash facility. They are able to extract and process sufficient gold to satisfy the demands of the market as a result of their tenacity and hard work, which pays off. Tony's efforts are not only vindicated as a result of the sizable compensation, but his mining enterprise also receives a fresh lease on life as a direct result of this. It gives them a glimpse of optimism and motivates them to keep working toward the season goal they set for themselves. Tony Beets has a positive attitude on the future despite the challenges and obstacles that he has encountered over the mining season. He presently has a total of 2,663 ounces of gold in his possession. Because of this advancement, he continues to maintain his optimism and self-assurance over his capacity to achieve his final objective of 4,500 ounces. Thanks to Tony's unflinching optimism and the team's ongoing dedication. And that's it for this video. If you want to watch more videos like this, then make sure to hit that subscribe button.